Montalvo with Living in Lenawee Realty. And this Saturday, we thought we'd go down the street a little bit to TLC Community Credit Union. And I'm here today with Alisha Morton and Lisa Lambright to talk to you about some of the programs they have going. And of course, most of my clients know one of my favorites is the First Time Homebuyer Program. So take it away, ladies.
So TLC is offering a true first-time homebuyer program where it is 100% of the purchase price. So we will finance 100% of that price. It's geared with low rates. It doesn't have PMI insurance. We escrow for our members as well, and generally the fees are a lot lower.
I like the fact that you do make the buyer go through inspections and a home inspection and a pest inspection, plus radon, well and septic if you go with the Montalvos. I like the fact that they can do that. The other thing I like compared to some of our government financing programs like FHA and VA is that if there are some minor repairs, you can escrow for them, correct?
Yeah, we actually have a lot of options. So not only is the program flexible, but we will actually finance any property on that program. Any repairs that are required for the loan can be done prior to closing by the seller, or you can complete them after closing and we'll escrow for the repairs.
Yeah, and sometimes it's minor. I've seen a cracked window. We had one a year ago that we put a new roof on, that the buyer had the funds to go ahead and do that with some assistance with the seller. So I like that because a lot of times we walk into houses and they're in that price range where there's peeling paint or there's some, no GFIs, and especially bank-owned properties, you can't do those. So that's one of the things I really like. So what's the credit required or things like that for that program?
So in general, we're looking at least a 680 credit score. It is possible to have a lower score than that. We're going to be looking at maybe a co-borrower to help strengthen that loan. So essentially, decent credit. Generally, we like to see 2 years on the job, or maybe you graduated college and your degree is in the field that you're in now. So you might not have a full 2 years yet, and that's okay. We can count that school time as well.
And it really is a first-time homebuyer program. So I know I've tried to get some people that maybe haven't had a loan for 10 years, and it still shows up on your credit report that you had a loan at some point. So that's kind of an interesting point. I think that a lot of times people just don't know where to start as a first-time home buyer. And so I'm super excited that you guys are doing another home buying seminar coming up soon. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so on February 18th, it's a Tuesday, we're going to have a home buyer seminar here in Adrian. It's going to be at the LASD Tech Center. So that will be from 6 to 8. And then we're also having a second one in Dundee at the Old Mill on February 25th. Also from 6 to 8. It's something that we're going to have a light dinner there provided for you. We're going to go through and have all kinds of specialists throughout the county. We have everything from lenders to title companies, insurance, realtors, and home inspectors as well, so that you can get a bigger idea of what the whole process is and how to get ready for that first home.
And I think she said free food, just so you know, in case you missed it. So if they're interested in attending that, do they just show up?
They can't show up, but the space is limited. It's best to go online and register. There is no cost. You can go on our website to www.tlccu.org, and there is information on the website. Of course, you can always just call into the call center at 263-9120 to get more information.
I was saying the number along with you because I knew what it was. I don't always know lender phone numbers, but it still comes across typically. So what other exciting things are going on at TLC with our mortgage departments?
We actually have a lot going on. We are working on a couple new products that we're going to release later in the year. Not necessarily just exclusively for a first-time home buyer, but certainly something a first-time home buyer could take advantage of. So those are probably 60 to 90 days out, but okay. We do have some new stuff coming. And just as always, as a community credit union, I think our rates are very low. Our closing fees are very thin, and we never sell your loan. So you always make your payments to us. You always have that personal contact, that personal touch. Anytime you have a question on anything, we're always here.
Yeah, and I think the other thing to note is if you're not a first-time home buyer and you don't have a lot of funds, FHA, rural development, VA are still a possibility. You're actually going to start with your local TLC and end up at
Member First Credit
Union. But they take real good care of you, and then once you close, you're still making your payment back to TLC, which is awesome.
Yep.
So, let's see, where's TLC located? Besides Tecumseh, which is at?
Tecumseh.
Okay, right on M50.
Right on Chicago Boulevard.
Right across from the entrance of the high
Yes,
school.
we're right across from the entrance of the high school, kitty corner from the gas station.
We have 3 locations in Adrian, one on Beecher Street, just across from
Intiva.
Yep.
We have the main office, which is on the corner of 223 and M52. And then we have a 3rd location right across from the Spotted Cow on North Main.
And you know, I'm sorry, it's not Intiva anymore. It's Plastics Omnium.
Yes.
I
Yep.
think,
Yes,
so
that did
I
change.
apologize, yep.
Yep. And then we also have 2 new locations. Dundee has a location right next to Cabela's. And then we also have a location in Clinton on Tecumseh Clinton Road.
Mhm.
Yeah, just as you're
Just
coming
as
in
you're
on the
coming in,
south
yeah.
side.
Yep.
And then don't forget about our Blissfield branch, which is,
Right on 223.
Kind of on the west end of town as you're just leaving the west end of Blissfield. So, but I think the one thing, like we always say, is you're either gonna see the sign or you're gonna call 517,
263-9120.
or you can go online at,
www.tlccu.org.
and you can contact either one of these wonderful ladies because they both do a great job. Honestly, we've worked with several lenders throughout TLC Community Credit Union, and everybody does a really good job. The one thing I appreciate as a realtor is that you have great communication skills. We know exactly where that file stands. I might just be a stalker too, I don't know. But everyone does a great job, and one of the things Lisa pointed out to me was we have a lender in every branch. So, you know, it's a lot nicer if you call ahead and schedule to make that appointment to sit down and get pre-approved. But if you don't, just stop in and somebody will take care of you. You know, I can't end without asking, so what's your predictions for the mortgage market for 2020 as we start this new decade? I'm putting them on the spot.
You know, I'll tell you, it's been an interesting, just the last 7 years alone, everybody kept saying interest rates were gonna go up, and we have seen the opposite. Interest rates are declining. They actually have dropped about 1/8 to 1/4% in the last few weeks. So I anticipate that trend to probably stay on track for a little while, at least through the spring buying market. I don't see any reason at this point why any of that's gonna change, but it should be very, very favorable. Low interest rates mean that you qualify for more of a house payment, which is always nice. And I think it's gonna continue. I think it's a really good market.
That's
for
what they
home
say
buyers.
with NAR as well, the National Association of Realtors. So at least the mortgage and the realtors are on the same page. So I realize it's Saturday. Our branches are actually open until noon today, correct?
Correct.
So you may or may not have a mortgage person in on a Saturday afternoon, but we are open Monday through Thursday from,
9 to 5,
and then on Friday from,
9 to 5:30.
yeah, it's like one day was later in there, and then of course on Saturday morning. So feel free to stop in. You know, there's snow on the ground, and I know that's a hard time to think about buying a house, but truly this is a good time to at least get started in that home buying process. I mean, if that little furry animal was right, spring's just a little bit away. I disbelieve him after the snow that came Wednesday and Thursday, but it's okay. So if you're a first-time home buyer, if you're a returning home buyer, make sure you get a hold of TLC Community Credit Union. Alisha Morton and Lisa Lambright would be happy to take care of you along with their other wonderful lenders. Make it a great Saturday. This has been Janice Montalvo with Living in Lenawee Realty.
Living in